So, with the Venom Let There Be Carnage or Venom 2 trailer, we got that curious bit of dodging the question while confirming an
Yeah,
answer by Andy
yeah.
Serkis. And this was the most
Was it Circus or was it Feige?
combo of both, I feel like. So, what we're talking about is when it came to Venom 1, if you go back and listen to what they were saying, they're like, well, no, this is its own thing. Spider-Man, he's with Marvel Studios. He's over there. They're handling that character. Then we had all that fallout that happened and everything. And now they're talking about Venom. And when he's like, well, how does this relate to Spider-Man? He's like, well, the thing is, these characters aren't aware of each other right now. Okay.
Which is got to be bullcrap because there's literally an Avengers. There's there's a headline with Avengers in this thing, and
Yep.
I would have thought a reporter would have known what's on the newspaper.
That's. I mean, I I feel like they want to tell us, but they're keeping this because there's a bigger reveal coming, right? That's. I mean, this is
I
legit.
mean, or they're playing the exact same bloody game they played in the first one. Oh, you gotta watch it to find out. And of course, it made nearly like $900 million from it.
Yeah. I something tells me that this one is a little bit more in tune with everything, just because like
I would be surprised.
I mean, we've already seen the whole Morbius thing that has Spider-Man in it. We see it in this, like the Daily Bugle, the Avenger headline. Like, it seems a little bit too much. Like, my guess is, as we've been saying here, the multiverse somehow's got to do something here,
Yeah,
right?
I was
Like,
gonna say you watch. They're gonna pull something out like this is where Miles is, or this is where Silk is,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden there's going to be a multiverse scene where they cross over.
yep.
Whether they keep them together at that point, I don't know.
I mean,
The whole branching timeline thing seems to be like, no, we can't keep these multiple things together. Like variants can't stay here or whatever. But maybe after Loki, who knows? That might change. That's the impression I get straight away. But I mean,
yeah,
at this point, as long as Let There Be Carnage is good, and
yeah,
it doesn't just crap all over everything, and they can actually make a decent way of it working, I'm fine with it.
same. Yeah, it's. I mean, the the best thing is like people clearly want it. We've seen people talk about it. People are hyped for it, and it's one of these things where I think there's been a somewhat change in direction of Kevin Feige accepting things that aren't part of the main things he's touched that can work in. Again, like we kind of understand when they bring in any of the defenders and such, it'll probably be the same actor. They'll wink and nod to it, but they're going to do their own thing. So
Mm.
it could work. Like, hypothetically, let's put it this way. If there was a split timeline for Civil War where they didn't recast Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield ended up showing up as Spider-Man, right? You could still do the same exact introduction that you do with Tom Holland, have it be Andrew Garfield and Iron Man, and he winks and nods to Uncle Ben and all that, and great power, great responsibility, and that film would still be the same, and it's still
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Like, so you could feasibly do that with these pieces. Again, I believe that they're dropping these hints now, and there's more direct Easter eggs and things changing because of things that have been done. Because Sony wants Spider Man. That's why they were like, no, we're taking Spider Man out of the MCU because we want him to cross over with Venom.
Yeah.
Now, look, they went back to the drawing board. They have a new contract. It's, I think it's all said and done without them saying it officially. Like, I won't be surprised if by the end of Let There Be Carnage, we see Eddie Brock. He's like, I got to take a trip back to New York. I have some unfinished business.
Isn't he already in New York in this movie?
I got the sense that it was all in San Francisco, unless I'm wrong, because the detective and the Daily Bugle is,
I was gonna say the Daily Bugle's in New York papers.
yeah. So
It's like,
I mean, maybe that's,
unless Daily Bugle's like a national thing.
yeah, which they
In,
could have
in,
changed it here. Again, there's a lot of what ifs and question marks, and look, for all we know, like there's the wanted poster on the wall behind the detective, and it's nobody. that could literally be a placeholder, and we're gonna get a reveal that that's Tom Holland's Peter Parker. We're gonna be like, oh, there you go.
Yeah, could well be,
Like,
could well.
I don't know. Part of me feels like this is happening. We've had a couple reports that Spider-Man versus Venom will happen as a film, which again, I mean, yeah, that's Sony's ultimate end goal because they know that's money written all over it. Like, it's, I don't know. It feels inevitable at this point, and I welcome it because as long as, like you said, as long as Let There Be Carnage is good, hell yeah, bring this on. Like, bring this thing on.
They're also at a point where, you know, Disney has a financial stake in these movies.
Yep.
So it's not all just, we're going to do this thing here, this thing is now in your thing. It's like, yeah, it's not going to work like that.
And Disney
so,
also...
No, this is our thing being put into our thing.
Mm-hmm. And as you said that, Disney also has now a distribution stake in this as well, because they're getting a couple things first for distribution on Disney Plus. They're getting streaming rights to many Sony properties, and I mean, it's all kind of here. You see the pieces lining up. Like, I think it's just a matter of.
I say, you wait. There's gonna be a black goo. Some kind of black goo is gonna come in with someone in No Way Home.
Yeah.
And that's why he can't get home, because it's Venom that's got No Way Home.
Oh my God! It's been a long con all along.
That's why the colors are inverted on the logo.
Dun dun dun.
And that one bit of goo's going to split off. It's going to be every single symbiote you could possibly bloody imagine.
I like the idea that Kevin Feige was like, hey, if we re-sign this new contract, the next Spider-Man movie is called Spider-Man Venom Maximum Carnage. And Sony was like, oh no, what are we going to call our film? He's like, I don't know, call it something stupid like Let There Be Carnage. They're like, that is perfect. And he was like, oh, that was a joke, but you guys are too stupid to realize that.
Well, I think I want to say the Spanish title for that movie is Maximum Carnage.
Yeah, it's like a translation to Maximum Carnage.
It's like, God damn it. Why would you do that? Just call it Maximum Carnage everywhere. Right. Not to be fair, it's that movie's going to make $1 billion just for Carnage alone. There's no way it doesn't. People have been wanting that guy for decades.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, see how it goes. Obviously, they're all good. Like, you know, Tom Holland and Tom Hardy are going to meet at some point.
Yeah, that's
going to be sooner or later.
A given.
Or sooner rather than later, I should say.
It's a given at this point. Like, we're mere years away from it. And again, I know people be like, oh, but it's like 3 years away. Well, guess what? Infinity War was 3 years away at one point, and now it's 3 years behind us. So what?
I say now it's 3 years away. Yeah.
It's crazy to think about that way, but it's gonna be here before we know it. And I'm just excited at the idea that like these studios are willing to work more now together than ever before to make everything fans have wanted a reality. And you know, Disney is the toy distributor for anything Spider-Man related. I know they see the Venom charts. If I can see them through somebody I talk to, they definitely got more in-depth charts. And I tell you that the amount of merchandise that the symbiotes move, I'm just like, who is buying all this? But clearly there's a fan base. So again, my wife, there's a clear fan base there.
There's two edgy demographics in our lifetime now. It's the 13-year-olds and the 30-year-olds.
Yep.
I don't know what's happened to millennials. What's gone wrong? How is this edgy phase carried on for like 20 more
so
years?
long,
It's supposed to grow out of, it's supposed to grow out of that. I blame the 90s, to be honest.
Oh yeah, the edgy 90s ruined everything.
Grunge, all this stuff, like absolutely the 90s, mate. 90s are a mistake.
Yep.
Yeah, there's something's like in the water, or was in the water, or something. Because why people are still edgy at 30, I haven't got a clue. Now, having said that, the idea of Venom and Carnage hot toy is making me sweat a little bit.
Ooh.
I know Venom has got one coming up, but I'm just like,
I need the one with the Spider-Man logo. Damn it! I need the logo on the chest.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm holding out.
I don't want the glistening, veiny. Oh, that sounds gross. Yeah, I don't want the glistening, veiny, throbbing Venom that he is in the first film.
I'll be honest, I kind of like the look in the first movie. It's not the Venom I would have gone for. Like, I would have changed the face a little bit, but yeah, I mean,
I love his look. I just feel like he's missing that central chest piece to make it
he
pop.
is.
Does that make sense? You know? Like, yeah.
I still say the third movie is going to be when they cross over. And it's the third movie where the white veins just all come together.
Yeah, they pull it together. That would be such a cool effect if they all just suddenly pull in and make the logo.
Yeah.
Mm.
They're not going to do that because it's going to be some other. It will just be there for some strange reason. But if I was going to do it, that's exactly how I do it.
Venom just looks at a spider. He goes, "Oh," and then it just appears on his chest.
I mean, Cletus kills the spider in the trailer.
True.
I want to say it was red and blue as well. So. But you can look at the old Tom Holland suit and be like, yeah, the black going over their shoulders is where the white legs would go.
Yeah.
You can really kind of see it. It's not that much of a stretch to do it, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'd be interested to see how actually his black suit would look.
Yeah, I'm interested. I mean, I'm getting excited by this. I like the idea of it. I like the sort of... I like knowing that we're gonna get Venom and Carnage fighting each other, and then it's gonna eventually lead to Spider-Man and this whole mix. It feels good as a fan to sort of know that they care enough to be like, oh, fans want this. Can we just make this happen? It's like, of course we can. Of course we can.
Even though it's more like fans want it, we can bleed them dry.
Oh, that's definitely it. Yeah, it's
need little people dry. And it's just nice to see the three of them together. They should never be separated.
Truth.
Ironic because they're literally space parasites, but
maybe that's what they'll call the fourth film. Once they all fight over the rights, it'll be called Spider-Man Venom Separation Anxiety, like the video game.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't hate it.
They could literally just start playing, every title is just on the nose, because they've all been on the nose. Like Homecoming,
I mean, they
come on.
They have to be. They absolutely have to be on the nose. It's part of the charm.
So what we're saying is it's going to be called Spider-Man versus Venom Corporate Warfare.
Oh, Christ, imagine.
Buy our merchandise.
Oh, dude.
I'm in, though. I'm ready to toss down all those hot toys.
Man, just the idea of it's making me sweat. It's like, oh god.
Yep.
At least with how long it's taken for the Venom one to get made, you're a good few years separated from that, so I can relax, have the occasional fever dream about it, and then just go back to living my life.
Yeah.
That's a future me problem to deal with.
I like the post-credit scene of Venom Let There Be Carnage needs to be something ridiculous and as stupid as it was in the first Venom movie. Like, Peter Parker in school, and the janitor's like, hey, kid, you sense the venom in the air?
Oh, God.
I
don't even know where you pulled that out, to be honest.
It needs to be something so stupid, it's like, oh. Because I still remember after the first film, there was people being like, do you think Carnage is the villain of the second film? I was like, he literally chose the
Carnage
scene.
was the villain of the first movie, goddammit.
Yeah, well, I am, but...
Right there. Literally looked the same. They just made it big.
Now, I do have an important question for you, Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
Does Spider-Man vs. Venom include a, I guess, music that slaps by the Eminem? Will it include that?
I mean, people have been making this joke about Eminem doing a Carnage song, and I'm not entirely sure how you make a song. I was too fair. I tell a lie, you can actually do it, but in my head, I'm stuck with the original Venom song. I'm like, that doesn't work with Carnage.
Well, what they're gonna do is remix Real Slim Shady with the Real Symbiote.
I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised.
I am sure it will do the slaps, though, as the kids say.
I was going to say, it will slap.
Yes.
It'll be straight fire.
Yes. All sorts of. It will be lit. Yes. See?
I hate the word lit.
I'm young like the kids.
How do you do, fellow children?